Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Larry. Welcome, glad to have you. We're going to talk about what retirees regret spending money on big purchases in retirement. And there's long lists. You can look anywhere and find long lists, but these are the things I have some personal experience with. So let's get right on with it. First one is buying that dream home. Now, if you got lots of money, it's not a big deal. But I have some friends. They were in their late 50s and they bought their dream home. They always wanted this home. They'd driven past it a lot, and they could afford it, and they bought it. Okay, well, let's fast forward 4, 5, 6 years. And all of a sudden, the health of these people has changed, and it's getting really hard to maintain. And he's never actually said it, but I have heard him say a few times it's getting harder to take care of. He just can't do what he used to do, and his health is failing now. So, buying that dream home, if you got lots of money and can spend lots of money to have somebody else take care of it, probably not a good thing, probably not a bad thing. That's going to be an individual choice. But a lot of people just regret it. It's a lot of extra debt for for very little use of it, actually. Uh, Here's a big one: boats. I always heard that the word boat stands for break out another thousand, because every time you get a repair done on a boat, it's $1,000. Doesn't matter what it is, it's $1,000. I don't know if that's a joke or for real, but I've never owned one, so I couldn't tell you. But what brought this about, what I thought about this was, I guess it's been 10, 12 years ago. I was giving an estimate, painting estimate. I'm a painting contractor. I was. But they needed a spray painter, and that was our forte. We spray painted lots of exteriors, and that was really what we specialized in. And I made really good money doing that. And I had a couple other guys with me that could spray also. But we went to the storage facility. There's lots of them around, and but they had an outdoor storage. It was outdoors, but they had awnings over all these boats and RVs, but mostly boats. Now, this is the middle of summer, and I was talking to the person showing me around. I said, "So, what's the deal with these boats? Are these boats going to be out of here when we paint?" She said, "Oh no, they're there. You're going to have to cover them up, which we can do. It just adds to the cost, so we can do that." I said, "Well, it's the middle of summer. Why aren't these people using these boats?" And I'll never forget her saying, she said, "Larry, these people are retired and they never use their boats." And they're paying, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, they're paying this monthly fee not only they're paying this monthly fee every month, but they still have to maintain them. And now they've got this very heavy anchor sitting there. They don't know what to do with it. And they were retired people. Another big purchase that a lot of retirees regret are RVs and motorhomes. I know my parents did. They grew up in the generation, oh, let's buy an RV and travel the world, travel the country, go anywhere we want to go. Well, that was a major, major expense. I think I mentioned before, they started out with a fifth wheel, which is fine, but they ended up deciding they didn't like that because neither one of them could back it into a place. But that's another story. And so they bought an RV. They traded in a new RV, new fifth wheel, new RV. Okay, so they got a lot of money tied up. I'll bet they didn't use it 10 times in retirement. And they ended up moving to Kentucky, and they traded in that RV for it was had some years on it by then. They ended up trading it in on a big satellite dish and a few other things. But anyway, they lost some serious money on that. I don't. He never quite said they regretted buying it, but I think they did. I think because I know it cost him financially. He wasn't the smartest with money anyway, but I know it cost him financially. Here's a good one. A lot of you got stuck with it. I did too. It's called timeshare, as I like to call them, time scares. Now, most of us here have been on vacation anywhere. You got harassed into going to a timeshare presentation. They make it sound really good. And I guess it can be. It was for us because we bought one. When I was in my late 20s, we were on vacation in Florida. We went to one of these presentations, and guess what? We bought. It was pretty new at the time. I never even heard of it, but it was pretty new at the time, and we bought it, and we used it for, I guess, 12, 14 years, something like that. I'll never forget what we paid for it. We paid $6,500 for it. And when I started my business 10 or 12 years later, after we purchased it, when I started my business, uh, I found out about this thing called accounts receivables. You know, you do the work today and don't get paid for 30 or 60 days. So what we did, we took our last vacation and we put it up for sale, and we got $6,500 for it. We sold it. We were actually one of the few out there that actually sold their timeshare. Now, it's only because it was pure luck. We bought it on Sanibel Island. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It's off the coast of Fort Myers. It turned, from the time we bought it to the time we sold it, it turned into a very exclusive resort area, very high demand. So we were totally blessed. Now you can go to presentations today, and they're still around. They don't call them timeshares anymore, but they're still around. And I've never met one person who said, "Oh yeah, I just love that I bought that." And a lot of retirees will buy them because they think, "Well, we're going to be able to travel now, so uh, it's all good." But it's a money pit. It's just a money pit. Here's another thing people spend a lot of money on: home gyms or equipment. You think, well, I don't have to go to the gym. I can buy this equipment or that equipment. You can get into thousands and thousands of dollars. I've been in a lot of homes over the years. I mean, a lot of nice homes, and I've seen a lot of nice pieces of gym equipment. If you buy it and are going to use it, go for it. But if you're not going to use it or think you might not use it, then don't. I know I had probably, I'm going to say $3,000 worth of equipment in my basement at one time. I mean, I had a gym, but I worked out. I worked out for 25 years in the basement of my house. I had all the equipment. I had the free weights, I had the machines. But I've been in a lot of homes where I'd look in a room and they'd think, yeah, that's our home exercise room, and it had dust all over everything because people weren't using it. That's a big mistake. Gyms are really inexpensive these days. It's a lot cheaper than buying your own equipment. And here's another one. This might get a little personal, and I apologize if it is. And a lot of people help out their adult children financially in retirement. Now, our retirement, as my CPA buddy says, your pie is only so big. You only got so many pieces of that pie, and you have to protect that pie. I had some good friends. I known them for 40 years, and this was 5 or 6 years ago. I got my real estate license I had it for 3 years. I was selling my rental property, so I thought, well, I may as well save some money, and I did. I'm glad I did it, and that gave me a lot of experience. But they wanted to sell their house and move to a retirement community in another state, and they did. But came down, they'd owned their house a long time, and I thought, when I went to talk to them about it, I said, well, surely this place is paid for now, right? And they said, oh no, we still owe $50,000 on it. I'm going, it really broke my heart. I said, what happened? Have some health issues or something? You know, I'm the real estate agent. I got to look out for their best interest. And they said, no, we gave one of our dollars this much, gave another dollar that much, and it just drained them. It really, really hurt their retirement. Now, if you got lots of money and want to help your adult children, go for it. That's personal preference. Personally, I have never helped any of my adult children ever. The only thing I ever did one time was my oldest son. He was in the Marine Corps. He was 22 years old, getting ready to get out. He was a short timer, about 6 months. And he was stationed back in the States by then, and he wanted to buy a car. So he went to Navy Federal, to credit union. They wouldn't give him a loan because he was a short timer. He had good credit. So he went to the local bank. They wouldn't give him a loan because he was in the Marine Corps. He calls him one day and said, Dad, I know you don't co-sign for loans. Could you co-sign a loan for me for this truck? He wanted to buy a truck. I said, it all depends. What are you going to do after you get out? He said, well, I'm going to work for you for at least three or 4 or 5, 6 months maybe. And he was going to stay at our house for that period of time also. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. I figured I had control over his paycheck. So yeah, I can do that. But anyway, I did it and it all worked out. He was fine with it and I was fine with it. But helping adult children can really play havoc, especially if you have multiple children and the others hear about it. I don't even want to go there. I'm sure it's happened terribly in some cases. But anyway, get anything out of this, like, share, subscribe. Until we meet again, I'm going to press on towards that goal.